Hey guys, this is Wildcat. Just want to let you know that we're working on the disabled chat issue. We're of course gonna have the chat enabled for the rest of the broadcast. Just bear with us for a second. We'll be having 3-4 minutes of free live, and hopefully the chat will be enabled as soon as possible. See you guys in some minutes. Hey there everyone, hope you're doing fine. I am still noticing the chat, the disabled chat. Our admins are working on it, so it's just a matter of finding the right settings and bring the chat back, because I want to read from you guys. So let's turn the webcam on. Let's assure that my air is as bad as always. Yeah, guys, I know I'm quarantined, seriously. As you guys know, I'm Italian, I'm quarantined. Barbershops are not available because we just had another government how do you say that? So basically government closed everything except from supermarkets, so I cannot even go and have my hair cut. Guess I'll grow them a little more. So guys, how's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are safe, home, enjoying some video games, enjoying some tournaments. And as you guys know at this point, my name is Wildcat. I'm broadcasting for Inter and Clash, these third qualifiers from the Clash Inter Championship. We already had 8 finalists for the finals we're going to host on the 28th of March. I'm gonna read the names for you because there's some very interesting names. Maybe I can even pass them into the chat as soon as it's back up again. Oh, so let's make sure that the chat is working as intended. I'll go and refresh my channel, so yeah, I still see the chat as disabled. That's a shame. Thank you guys for being already with us. I'll let the admins know that it's still disabled for some reason. Yup, I refreshed and it's still disabled for me. I have no idea why though. So the tournament will be starting in 17 minutes. I'll go and let you guys see the tournament name so you can look it up yourselves. This is it. It's going to be the Clash Inter Tournament number 3, hosted by Krijo, our man, our community man, our super efficient leader. And of course you guys know the format at this point, but let's just recap it real quick. So there's going to be 4 tournaments. This is the 3rd out of 4, and every tournament. Why do I hear? Am I hearing correctly? Oh no, it's just a different soundtrack. I thought I had an echo in my headphones, so no, everything's fine. So every tournament will qualify 4 players. So at the end of the 1 hour playtime from the in-game tournaments, from the default in-game tournaments, we're gonna have our top 4 players, and our top 4 players will be put into a 16 players bracket on the 28th of March. So that's when the final tournament will take place. And yeah, so we're just gonna have an hour of playtime, and the tournament is open to everybody. So you guys just make sure to follow the Clash Royale Clash Discord, which you guys know at this point, but you can just go and look at Clash Instagram. We have Clash Royale, where you can find the infos from to the Discord link. And yeah, it's open to anybody. So you just make sure you get to know the secret password that's on Discord. You can find it out, all the details on the tournament on Discord, and you could just take part in the tournament and have fun for an hour and see if you get to play in the finals. Last time we had some very close matches between super pros. We had Cheeky, we had Dia, we had Matea. The games were very close, and until last game, the real last game, the final game after the 1 hour playtime, the top 4 wasn't sure, was still really close between the top players, but Matea, Dia, Sea King Master, and Jorge ended up being our top 4 players for the last qualifier. So those guys are not gonna be in this qualifier. So let's see who he's joining. Auslan is back at it again, trying to get his spot for the finals. Let's see if I read some interesting names. Maybe Cheeky is gonna try that again. I see Sergio from one of our clans, I believe, Clash IT Legends. Let's see if I see some interesting names again. Maybe someone I already had the pleasure to cast in the last qualifier. Let's see. I see Phoenix Furia from another one of our clans. Let's see. I see a very suspicious Italian Clash, but maybe it's an actual clan of ours. I see Sufyan, one of the players that Krijo told me to keep an eye on. Very strong player from Clash Sentry. Falco from one of our clans, Clash Eclipse. Then I see Ice. I believe it's a former member of Team Pro, of Clash Team Pro, maybe. Krim from Clash Infinity. Cheeky, here he is, once again, my boy. Then we have some more members of our Clash clans. I see Sergiotto is the pronunciation if you pronounce it in Italian, otherwise it will go under the nickname Surge, as I called him last time. And Surge was in the discussion for the top 4 last time, so it was really close. He was almost getting the top 4 if Dia wasn't on his way, if I remember correctly. Dia won a super tight game, sneaking his golems in the pocket to get the tower and get the game in his favor. Then I see Bale, member of the Clash Pro team. I believe this is his Smurf account, but I believe it's him. Not sure though, but Bale, definitely a member of the Clash Pro team. Then let's see if I see some more interesting names as we get over 200 players for this qualifier. You guys were more than 700 last time. We were playing, it was I believe Friday night. And there's me, Wildcat. Don't check my profile, please. So let me take a look and see if the chat is enabled now. I really want to have the chat enabled because I love to interact with you guys. And there it is. I see the chat right here. Hi Francesco, hi Javier. Yep, it's working now. It's working now. So if you guys want to have, if you guys want to follow the tournament with a different language for the broadcast, I'll let you know that this is going to be the English broadcast, and for the Spanish broadcast we're going to have Revol Aymar on his YouTube channel. For the Italian broadcast we're gonna have Nemos on his Twitch channel. So I'm gonna say it for the Italian Clash fans. Ragazzi, avremo il broadcast in italiano fatto da Nemo sul suo canale Twitch. Questo sarà il broadcast in inglese. Unfortunately, I cannot speak Spanish, so I cannot tell you guys how to get to watch Revolt's stream, but hopefully you understand English and you will know that he's streaming on his YouTube channel. So on his YouTube channel, Revolt is covering this tournament in Spanish. This is going to be the English broadcast. So we have 10 more minutes. I don't know if there's time for my embarrassing Og Cycle games that we had last time. Maybe, hopefully, there won't be enough time. So let's see who the interesting players are for this tournament, the notable players. I see so many players from our clans. That's nice to see that all the guys involved in the Clash clans are really into competitive Clash Royale and really want to prove themselves in these open tournaments. So many members from our clans: Clash Power, Clash Eclipse, Luxor. Luxor is actually one of my one of my IRL friends. It's been a follower of mine since 2015, and he's my Clash Royale mentor at this point. Luxor is also my mod on Twitch. So yeah, guys, if you want to follow me, remember I'm not playing Clash Royale on my Twitch channel at the moment, but I'm playing card games such as Hearthstone, Legends of Runeterra. I play some League of Legends nowadays, but yeah, I'm mostly dedicated to traditional card games, not like strategic, frenetic, super how could I say it? Yeah, I mean, Clash Royale is some sort of card games, but as you guys know, it's so much more than a card game, right? It's like real strategy. you get to know the animations from each attack, the deployment time, so it's really something more than a card game. I have no idea what Javier is asking. Hopefully, Tim. Thank you, Tim, for being here. This qualifier too. Si yo gano, ¿qué pasa? Okay, I know what that means. What happens if I win? You get to qualify for the 28th of March, the finals. I kind of know Spanish. Like, most of the Italians would understand some Spanish, and vice versa. But saying that I know Spanish, it's a misstatement. 9 more minutes before we start. Let's go and check what other pros are joining in. Matea, I believe the Matea is one of... It may be, because there's always so many, like, Smurf accounts for competitive play, personal accounts, so I never actually know who is who's playing with account. You cannot play with someone else's account, by the way. But these guys maybe have more than one account, one for ladder pushing, one to appear in tournaments, so I don't really know. But I believe Matea is one of our Italian national team members, if I'm correct. Grigio will let me know. Well, tell us again, who's streaming in Spanish? It's Revol Aymar, one of the biggest content creators for Spain and South America. So all the Southern Americans countries that are Spanish speaking, which is basically every single one except from Brazil, I believe. They speak Brazilian Portuguese. So yeah, Spanish broadcast will be covered by Revol Aymar once again, and Nemos will be covering our Italian broadcast on his Twitch channel. Hopefully the mods will let you guys have the links for the Clash Royale Discord in the chat, and also for the other broadcasts in case you're not interested in the English one, which will be provided by myself. It's going to be 1 hour of games and super frenetic action, one games after another. I'll be casting as many games as possible. I'll take no breaks, I promise you. Just maybe some breaks to take a look at the rankings. But I'll try and cover as many games as possible because we have many famous players that I don't want to miss a single game from. So I'll be trying my best to cover as many games as possible. And hopefully we're gonna have some top pros playing for the four spots that qualify to the finals of the 28th. I'll let you guys know who the other finalists are, since we have some more, since we have 6 minutes and counting before the tournament starts. So for the first day, the tournament occurred last Tuesday. We had Toeni, Miniminter, the famous Miniminter, Matea, and Augustine qualifying for the as the 4 qualified for the 28th of March finals. Then last Friday, when I first came onto this broadcast as a caster, we had Matteo, Clash Dia, Seeking Master, and Yorshi. So maybe one of you guys watching the streams currently will get one of the 4 spots for the finals. We're gonna have one more qualifier on the 26th, which is gonna be in 3 days. So it's going to be on Thursday the 26th. We're gonna have the last qualifier before we play the finals on the 28th, Saturday the 28th. So make sure you get signed in for both these and next qualifier to get a chance and play in our finals on the 28th. Hello Osmani, thank you for being here once again. I remember you from my previous broadcast. I'm really curious. For now, there are so many interesting names to watch. Let's see if some more pros join the tournament. There's another Matteo with the stars. This player has been one of the notables that Grigio asked me to keep an eye on. So Matteo currently in the 5,000s, top 6,000 in the world. Let's take a look. Pardon my scrolling. We have another member of one of our clans. It's basically Clash versus the world in these tournaments. There are so many Clash players from our clans. There's a clan for each and every one of you guys, so don't be afraid. You can definitely join one of the many Clash Royale clans, since we have so many for each different trophy level. So just make sure you join the Discord, which the admins are going to probably publish in the chat. So link in the chat to our Discord. And on the Discord, not only you can find all the rules and all the schedule for tournaments, for future tournaments. We host almost daily tournaments. Like we have tournaments almost every day. That you can win the Royal Pass. You can win some Clash swag like hoodies, like mugs, like t-shirts. There's always something going on in the Clash Royale Discord, so make sure you go there and join it. Nemos what, Riccardo? By the way, I'm Italian, so I can answer in Italian for any of your doubts. Nemos sta streamando sul suo canale Twitch al momento. Quindi se vuoi il casting in italiano, Nemos sta castando in italiano sul suo canale Twitch. I just said that Nemos is covering the Italian broadcast on his own Twitch channel. 3 minutes to go, and then we can start watching some games. I believe I'm going to start from maybe Cheeky, because it's one of the most notable players in this bracket. And he got very close to qualifying for the finals last week, so maybe he's even more prepared for this tournament. Then I'll be definitely watching some of the top games, so I'll be keeping an eye on our top spots in the rankings. Definitely I'll be looking at Auslan too, and also, as Krijo asked me to do, I'll be watching some games from Matea, some games from I remember. Oh, I keep switching to my decks. I believe that there was another notable player from Clash Sentry around here. Pardon me if I don't remember all the names, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty new to competitive Clash Royale. I'm getting to know most of the top pros, but some of the most famous ladder player I don't know still. I'm getting to know the top ladder player by casting these tournaments and by watching some action from the Clash Royale Discord. I get to know some of the top ladder players from Italy, and not only Italy. But for now, I'm really not much of an expert of ladder players so far. Of course, I know most of the guys involved in competitive play. Like I met them at Red Bull Mio. Most of the Italian guys from the national team that took part in the No-TLGG international tournaments. But yeah, I need to learn some of the names of the top ladder players. So 1 minute and 30 seconds, and then we're ready to go. There's the link for the Discord. Yeah, nice. We get to you guys get to see the link and the chat. If you're watching without a chat, just enable the chat temporarily so you can get the link to our Discord channel. 1 minute, and then we're going to be right into the action. So I'll be keeping an eye on Auslan. Auslan was one of the notable players from last tournament that didn't make the top 4, so I'm really interested in seeing some of his games. Gens Auslan. I don't know the pronunciation of the C. It should be something like an S sound. Alright? Don't know Spanish, guys. If you want to watch the broadcast in Spanish, Rebel Aymar is going to do that on his YouTube channel. We're almost ready. 30 seconds. 30 seconds, and then we are in. Of course, guys, let me know if there's some players you want to watch games from. I'm here to listen to you guys. I'm not gonna have a broadcast when I go my way and I ignore you guys. I'm more than happy to read the chat, read your thoughts about games, and watch games from the players you love the most. So feel free to let me know. 2 seconds, 1 second, and we're ready. I'm not gonna press battle. I need to be very careful and not press the battle button. And we're in. First game of the day is going to be Auslan versus MC Shoot. Skeletons in the back, looks like a cycling deck, maybe a bridge spam. Since the bandit comes down, Magical Archer is already down from MC Shoot. I see a poison already thrown down on the archer and the tower. Fairy Healer from MC Shoot. Could be an Elixir Golem deck, could be a Graveyard deck. Magical Archer and Bandit. Yeah, probably Auslan is playing some bridge spam. The Snowball is there. Some damage is dealt to the left tower. But still, it's that phase of study where the players don't overcommit and watch each other's cycles. Keep that in mind and decide what to do. So, Night Witch is coming down. Together with the Lightning, I suspect there's a Golem deck going on for MC Shoot. Inferno Dragon in the back from Auslan is gonna be dealing with this Night Witch. As soon as the bats are cleared out, he gets little to no damage. And now he's gonna face an Electric Dragon, which is of course one of the top counters to the Inferno Dragon, since it continuously stops the laser beam from the Inferno Dragon. Magical Archer versus Magical Archer. There's going to be a Bandit dash to clear the Archer from Shoot. A Healer to stop the Bandit to dash into the tower. And also the positioning makes it so that the Archer activates the King Tower. So tough game from now for Auslan. The Inferno Dragon is going to deal with the Healer, but it's going to be very hard to attack now for Auslan since the King's Tower is activated. Good poison, getting some value onto this Night Witch and Electric Dragon. And the Ram Rider connects, so definitely bridge spam with Ram Rider for Auslan. Some serious damage from this Dragon, which is not stopped in time from Shoot, and gets the tower. Out of nowhere, it looked like a very tough game for Auslan already. And yes, it's Elixir Golem from Shoot. The Night Witch support is there, together with the Healer. Now, the positioning of the Inferno Dragon should make it tough for it to reach the Elixir, but the poison is there to clear out the bats and allow the Inferno Dragon to attach to the Golem. Another Elixir Golem is thrown down. Fast cycle from Shoot. Poison is there, not enough to defend the left tower. I believe, yeah, it's 1-1 now. Slight advantage from Auslan that dealt some damage to the King's Tower of MC Shoot. But this huge push is something that Auslan is going to be very not favored to defend against. The MK is there, the Mega Knight allows for some defense, and maybe he gets to leave, but the insane value Shoot got from this push is not something that Auslan is going to be recovering from anytime soon. MK is there to finally clear this Healer, but there's some Elixir left from Shoot that's still pushing. Another Golem with Electric Dragon as a support, another Healer. MK is still there. There's nothing that Auslan can do to prevent this push, and MC Shoot takes it home with the Lightning. What an exciting first game of the day. I really had no idea who would have come out as a winner for this game, since this last push from MC Shoot with so much support to it. Let's see who's getting the first wins. Ajax from the Clash Revenge clan. A lot of members from the Clash clans, of course. I'll be watching some Cheeky if I can. I want to watch some of the top pros involved in this tournament, but this game was already very exciting. Let's keep an eye on the top ranks. Let's just watch some Phoenix Furia, since he's one of the members from Clash Clans. So, Bomber is down. There's already some damage dealt to both towers from Phoenix Furia, while Booze, I'll be pronouncing it like that, is focusing on the right tower. And this Barbarian is getting to deal 2 hits, while the Elixir Golem on the left is going to be almost completely ignored. There's a Mega Minion to defend there, but what Phoenix wants to do now as a Golem player is really counter push and not focus on defense. So he's pushing on the right with the support of a Night Witch and a Baby Dragon. There's a Tornado and an Electric Dragon to defend from Booze. There's Mini P.E.K.K.A. on the left that requires a Fireball to be defended, and it's dealing some serious damage still to the tower. So the right push is still going on. A Barbarian Barrel to distract the Baby Dragon and Mega Minion pretty effectively. The Baby Dragon is going to push on the left, which is going to convert to 0 damage, actually. Nice defense from Boost there. It wasn't really easy. Now the Elixir Golem with the support of the Mini P.E.K.K.A. There's a huge lightning coming down from Furia that defends almost entirely. The Mini P.E.K.K.A. is going to be distracted by the Tornado, and now it's really hard to defend onto these Golemites plus Barbarian. There's Night Witch coming down. It's very clutch. The Golemites were about to hit, but the Magical Archer is there to end the game in favor of Boost, which defended very well on his last push. The soundtrack is really fitting for this one, isn't it? It was very, very fitting. Let's go to the next one though. This gives me anxiety. Let's start from the beginning. I'm just rocking some good old soundtracks from Clash Royale. So let's try and catch some Matea games. Matea, which is already qualified, I believe, though. Yeah, Matea is one of the winners from the first qualifier. What's he doing? Maybe he's just practicing, I don't know. He won't be eligible for a qualification, I believe. I don't know. Matea is one. Yeah, Matea won the first qualifier. He was third in the first qualifier. So I believe he cannot qualify twice. Maybe he's just practicing. Maybe he's just practicing, and he won't be considered as a qualifier, qualified from this tournament. I don't know. That's something Creature will have to decide. If that's the same Matea that goes. So healer is down, Bats to defend on this healer, and together with the Miner to push some damage. It's very late with the Magical Archer, the opponent Navyo, and that makes for an easy tower for Matea. So Musketeer is going to face the Archer at the bridge. Fireball is there, resetting his positioning so that Magical Archer can just one-shot it. And now it's onto the tower. Bandit comes down. Matea is looking for his best counter push. He doesn't want to invest as much mana as the mana Navyo is doing. The elixir, pardon me. We talk about mana a lot in card games. It's going to be very difficult for me to start calling the elixir. Elixir is definitely in favor of Matea, which was very careful to invest as few elixirs as possible to be ready and counter push. Mega Knight is there to try and push back the Ram Rider. And Navyo, this one hit short from getting the right tower. But now there's a huge push coming from Matea that maybe gets to push onto the King Tower and finish the game with 3 crowns. Mini P.E.K.K.A. to support the MK, the Mega Knight. Wall breakers, Miner is still there. And Navyo, of course, has to go for the Fireball onto the right tower, allowing Matea to go for 3 crowns as predicted. Nice awareness from Matea. He knew that Navyo was still in need of some elixir to use a spell on the tower, and he was very aggressive onto the King's Tower, taking the 3 crowns there. Very good job from Matea, showing a very good awareness of what's going on in the map. So I'm gonna be watching some more Matea games. I was very impressed with this. It was definitely a favorable matchup from him, but I like to see when players don't wait and go for the 3 crowns and show some aggression. Matea versus Jorge Isaacs. I don't know if it's a Spanish name. I believe so. Yeah, Jorge. I'll be calling him Jorge. Minor bats once again for Matea. Wall breakers deck. Wall breakers minor deck from him. While it looks like a graveyard deck with the bear barrel, the muskie, the baby dragon, the skeletons. You don't get to see the skeletons very often in graveyard decks. I'm still not sure what's gonna be the win condition for Jorge. While we know already that Matea relies on Wall Breaker's Miner as his main media to deal damage to the towers. Barbarrel is there, Mega Knight also, yeah. Of course the Mega Knight comes down for Matea in the back, able to defend easily on this Knight. Bomb Tower, so yeah, it's a graveyard deck maybe for Jorge. Mega Knight deals very easily with this Knight and goes on the offense now. Bomb Tower is going to be able to defend on this Mega Knight pretty easily, thanks to the help of the Musketeer that gets distracted by the Miner though, and Mini P.E.K.K.A is there to deal some damage to this Knight, and it's time for a counter push from Matea, brilliantly defended from Jorge. Very good defense from him. Poison comes down, dealing with this Muskie, so Muskie may be able to deal some damage to the tower, just one hit, rest of the damage dealt by the Poison. Pretty even situation so far. Matea doesn't wait and goes for another brilliant push with his wall breakers supported by the miners. But the Barbarrel plus Baby Dragon is there to defend, so now time to defend. Mini P.E.K.K.A. It's going to be able to tank most of these Baby Dragon hits pretty easily. But Matea is probably going to be forced to play some other units to defend, or just allow the Baby Dragons, as you see many times, to deal that few damages to the tower. Baby Dragon is very good against units and also swarms of units, of course, but not as much in dealing damage to towers, thankfully. Otherwise it would be very OP, right? So you see many times that the Baby Dragon is just allowed to deal damage to the towers. Pretty decent push coming down from Matea, against Matea, pardon me. So Matea responds with a Mega Knight. It's been very hard for Matea to deal damage against this Bomb Tower, Musketeer configuration defensively. It's been mainly, all of his damage has come pretty much from Wall Breakers and Miner pushes. Muskie allowed to deal some damages, or not, because the Mega Knight is there. So very close game so far. It's been very good. It's been a lot of damage coming out of this Miner plus Wall Breakers pushes, and very brilliant defense from Matea, really. Also Jorge had to defend him some very clutch situations, but little he can do against this Miner plus Wall Breakers. Finally we get to see a graveyard from Jorge, which was forced to play defensively for most of this game. And yeah, there's really no room from counter-attack. As soon as he tries and plays the graveyard, Matea is there with his Miner Wall Breakers to get the win. Again, very brilliantly played from Matea. He really gets to know his opponent win condition ahead of times and play against it, not allowing him to play graveyard only once actually, not twice should I say. Only once the graveyard was played, and it was lethal to his opponent. Already a split push with the Wall Breakers. Miner comes down, Musketeer is there to clear the goblins that defended onto the Miner. And now Musketeer gets defended by the Valkyrie. No damage is going to be dealt to any of the towers for now. Slight elixir advantage for Felix el Grande. Definitely a Spanish name, no doubt there. And Miner Bats comes down. It's the second time already that Felix goes for a split push. And it looks like a Miner Wall Breaker of his own. MK is there to defend against the Wall Breakers. And now let's see how Felix defends onto this Mega Knight. Maybe Bomb Tower? I don't know, it doesn't look like a deck that runs Bomb Tower. It's a Valkyrie once again. Bats onto the MK, being able to deal a lot of damage. And Musketeer that should be killing this Valkyrie without taking any damage. Yes, so it is. So the Miner can go and counterattack, and the Miner defensively from Felix. Brilliant move, otherwise the Musketeer would have dealt so much damage onto the tower since the Miner was there to cover. Zap comes down to not allow the Wall Breakers to deal any damage, and now for the defense onto the Magical Archer. Bats come a little bit late, and the Magical Archer deals 2 hits to Matea's tower. Whew, so far, very good defense from Felix El Grande, and also a very split pushy style so far. But's able to clear the wall breakers out. And Magical Archer in the back. Slight advantage in Elixir for Felix still. This matchup is going to be pretty even, I'd say. Yeah, basically both the players are playing some sort of minor cycle deck with the wall breakers. Bomb Tower comes down eventually for Felix, so you get to see a lot of Bomb Tower nowadays. Super good unit. Really versatile with this bomb, able to deal damage to flying units. And it goes for a little bit of a split push himself, Matea. Dealing more damage to the left tower than on the right one, actually. He's been focusing on the right tower for a long time now, but the most damage he dealt is on the left one with the split push. Arrows there to defend the MK, making it able to jump onto the miner. And Mini P.E.K.K.A dealing a lot of damage together with the Muskie. And I believe this is GG. One pretty much a single deadly push from Matea, which defended carefully all game long. And as soon as Felix overcommitted and tried to go for the left tower for Matea, Matea was there to punish him with a counter push of his own. Really well played. Let's keep watching Matea. I'm really interested in this minor wall breaker deck. We didn't get to see not a single one, I believe, on the last broadcast this Friday. We saw a lot of Sparky Goblin Giant. We got to see a lot of Graveyard. We got to see Ice Bow even, but we never got to see a minor wall breakers deck. So I'm more than happy to watch some more games from Matea, which is playing brilliantly so far. Funky wall breakers from Shadow, being able to deal some damage on the left tower thanks to a split push. Mini P.E.K.K.A is there to counter push, but Bats will take care of it. So again, Matea looks to be suffering in the early game, but then you cannot be distracted once, because Matea is gonna punish you hard and get a tower with just basically 5 elixir, minor plus bat, or even 4 with minor plus wall breakers. He's been playing very carefully on defense, and he's choosing his battles very carefully. He doesn't go for attack when there's not a good opening. He's very patient with this deck, and I guess Matea is very experienced with it, because he didn't lose a single game yet, so the numbers talk for themselves. Mega Knight versus Mega Knight, slightly on the side of the bridge that belongs to Matea. Mini P.E.K.K.A dealing some serious damage to this Mega Knight, but I believe we're not gonna see any hits from it, and not even from the Muskie that gets defended by the Mini P.E.K.K.A. This single wall breaker is going to be able to deal damage and kite the Mini P.E.K.K.A, but Miner is there to allow the Mini P.E.K.K.A to get one hit onto the Miner instead of letting him die to the tower. Very good play by Matea once again, playing these miners with the perfect timing and allowing them to tank for other offensive units. That's really what you want to do with your miners. Very well played from Matea. Now Mega Knight supported by a Muskie on the right, while the Muskie and Mini P.E.K.K.A are deployed on the left. Wall breakers are down. Very good arrows. So much value out of these arrows from Matea, and brilliant kite by the wall breaker. As I just finished, as I was done saying it, it happened on screen. One overcommitment from Shadow, and Matea was there with a super harsh punish on him. Look at the damage dealt on the right tower. So good. This is such good defense and really awareness of what's going on in the map. He really chooses his battles well. He doesn't go for pushes over pushes over pushes. He's very patient on defense and chooses when to attack very carefully. Mega Knight able to jump onto the tower. Once again, Matea with a brilliant defense. Doesn't lose a single tower. Goes for the counter push. Gets the only tower he needs to get the win. This is some very brilliant Clash Royale, I'm telling you. Let's take a look at Sergio now. He got very close to top 4 last time. He's playing against Giga now, and he used to play an Elixir Golem deck. He's still playing it. While on the other end, we get to see the same deck from Matea, but played by Guigonal. Gui. I guess I'll just call him Gui. Guigonal is pretty easy. It's not that easy, sorry, to pronounce. The tornado is off from Surge, though. He was trying to, I believe he was trying to tornado the mini P.E.K.K.A onto the King's Tower, but that misplay is gonna cost a lot, especially because he's playing an Elixir Golem deck, and as I told you guys already, it's a deck that really wants to invest the least amount of Elixir possible, because he wants to invest it on attack, on pushing, on the beatdown side of the deck, right? So Elixir Golem and units to support it. If you overcommit on defense, you will never be able to present a good push to your opponent, a threatening push to your opponent. So you're gonna be forced to play defensively all game long and not be able to attack a single time, right? So that missed defense is really tough to recover from now. And in fact, we're probably going to see a 3 crown situation for Guigonal that gets the win against Surge. That was a very close tornado miss, unfortunately, for Surge. Let's go and watch some Cheeky. And it looks like Cheeky is playing his Sparky Goblin Giant deck again. Really a fan of beatdown decks. I've always seen Cheeky rocking his beatdown decks very proudly, and he's already in a pretty consistent advantage. He's playing against Booze that defeated Auslan, if I remember correctly, in the first game we got to see today. Musketeer cleaning out the Magical Archer, and Sparky comes down. Electric Dragon is available to Booze, and it's a pretty tough matchup, so it's really good at stopping Sparky from attacking, as you know, because of the continuous stuns. So yeah, basically 6 mana wasted, 6 elixir wasted, pardon me, from Cheeky. That now he's gonna suffer. Now Cheeky is in a world of pain, as they say. It's going to be very hard to defend, but Rage plus Mini P.E.K.K.A allowing Cheeky to defend, getting only somewhat around 1000 damage, 1000 HP lost on his left tower. Goblin Giant is there, together with that Dark Prince, and Electric Dragon is there to defend from Booze. It's going to be very tough for Cheeky to go over these Electric Dragon defenses because of its ability to stop the charge of the Dark Prince, the Sparky hits. Yeah, it's going to be very hard to attack against the Electric Dragon for Cheeky's deck. And now Cheeky has to be very careful, because this push is going to convert into some damage. Magical Archer is there, Electric Dragon, and probably Cheeky just gave up to this push. Unfortunately, there's a very bad matchup against that Electric Dragon. Booze is doing super well so far. Booze in the same clan of Matea, maybe they are practice partners. Booze is doing really well. I want to see some more action from Cheeky. His Sparky deck is really interesting. And maybe for you guys that do not know what to do with your Goblin Giants, you can take some inspiration from Cheeky. There's a log cycle from both Tony and Cheeky. And that Skeletons in the back plus the log cycle makes me think there's some X-Bow action, Ice Bow action maybe going down for Cheeky, who is a very enthusiast of the Ice Bow, let's say. So Knight plus the Tesla Tower defending onto this Giant. There's a Miner going for the tower hits, and the Tornadoes redirect this Miner onto the Knight. Mega Minion kited around by the Skeletons brilliantly. Damage advantage for Cheeky so far, also a bit of an elixir advantage as Tony cycles the log. No, pardon me, Tony's lighting advantage. Nothing really notable though, still. Yeah, it's definitely going to be Ice Bow. I'm very glad to get to see some Ice Bow action from Cheeky, who is a very enthusiastic player He's been playing Icebow a lot in his career, and yeah, Xbow in general, but Icebow also. iWiz is there to stop the Mega Minion, and we get to see some counter push on the right by this iWiz alone, which is not going to be supported, I believe, and also Tony just defending with the skeletons, not really a threatening unit in the offense, as you guys know, this iWiz. Knight comes down, Mega Minion to defend, and now it's really... Cheeky's really in a position where he gets to defend until double elixir pretty comfortably, and then the bows are gonna come down. There's already one deploying on the right as Tony has to defend with the giant. Mini P.E.K.K.A is going to be attacking that Tesla tower. The iWiz there to stop him together with the skeletons, and a brilliant poison from Tony that gets both the ice and the bow. both the win condition units, really, if you think about it, under this poison. Miner to chip some damage on the left. Cheeky is probably going to ignore it to deploy another X-Bow that gets once again defended and tanked by the giant. Another good poison. It's probably what we're going to see for the rest of the game, I believe. Cheeky deploying his bow, hoping to get some damage done, and Tony defending with the knight and the poison. But I believe that Cheeky can outcycle it. It's already happening, yeah, it's already happening. That miner is dealing some damage from time to time, but not something that Cheeky has to be afraid of, I believe. And finally the X-Bow attaches to the tower. That's what's going to happen sooner or later. And some decent damage gets dealt to the right tower. Now once again Cheeky deploying his structures. This poison from Tony would be very, very dangerous, would be very lethal to Cheeky, which now has 3 units deployed, but only the Tesla tower and the X-Bow are affected by the poison, actually. So there's so much room for these iWiz to stop the Mega Minion. Now, very fast response from Cheeky, deploying the Tesla tower onto this left lane where the giant was coming down from Tony. And once again, very good retarget of that miner with the tornado. Miner that's going to be able to deal one more hit, and once again X-Bow onto the giant. Poison should be there for Tony, and as soon as the iWiz gets played, he's going to play his poison, as he's doing from 1 minute, for 1 minute already. My apologies, my English got rusty again, I believe. My accent is very inconsistent today. I really needed to practice just as I did last week. Last week, to prepare for this broadcast, I actually had my regular stream, my 6-hour stream, completely in English to prepare. I didn't get to have I didn't get to do it this time, and I guess it shows. DX asks if I speak Italian also. Yes, I do. Sono italiano. Sono italiano, ma mi sto occupando dell'English broadcast perché c'è già Nemos sul canale su Twitch, dove sta coprendo appunto il casting in italiano. Let's see some more Cheeky or Bale or Matea. I was very happy to see Cheeky play the Ice Bow, but I really want to give some other players the chance to be casted. So let's go and watch some Bale games. Bale just won, I believe. What happened? No, okay, there's a bug, I believe. What's going on? Am I watching a replay? No, okay, they were just waiting. Okay, no, it's a 1-1 situation where the King's Tower from Bale is under 550 HP, pardon me. So it's going to be very awkward to attack for Bale now. Very weird defensive golem. That's going to kite the Mega Knight for a while, but I'm not sure. I mean, you basically used 8 elixir to kite and defend against a 7 elixir unit. I don't really know about that. But now there's some slight push coming down from Gino anyway, and he gets the W, so I guess he was in the right. What do I know about Clash Royale? I mean, not a pro player myself. Gino doing a great work there. Of course, it was a really tough situation already for Bale, but Gino was able to close it, so props to him. Let's see another game from Gino. He was playing a Golem deck, and we saw Dia qualifying last week with a Golem deck of his own. And I really like to see Golem decks, actually. Most of the people involved in competitive Clash Royale have a lot of respect for Golems, while the more casual community tends to say that Golem is unskilled. I believe that Golem has a really interesting way of defending. It really goes to show the awareness of a player that has to accept damage onto his towers to be allowed to push even harder with the elixir advantage. I believe that it's really a respectable deck, and I love to see very competent, good Golem players. So Gino, I don't know if he's still going to play Golem. I believe so, because there's a Night Witch. I don't remember if the Bomber was in the deck, but we're gonna see the Sergio Graveyard deck, which almost allowed him to get to top 4 last week. We once again get to see his pretty meta Graveyard deck. Nothing fancy really in Sergio decklist, but at least we get to see some high level play with meta decks, which doesn't hurt. Even if you don't like the meta, you definitely have to study it and understand it, because if you want to play off meta decks, you have to be very aware of what the meta decks are and how you should play against them. So, huge push coming down with this Graveyard, very well supported by the Mega Minion and Dark Prince. Night Witch comes down, it's going to be a very tough defense, but the arrows able to clear most of the skeletons and the support units to them. Very good work from Gino. As I said, he's going to take a lot of damage, but that's what Golem players have to do. They have to tank through damage and prepare a huge Golem push. Maybe even losing 1 or 2 towers, but eventually be able to prepare a huge push to win the game, and maybe go even for 3 crowns. Baby Dragon is there, and the splash damage is going to hurt the tower a little bit. The Bomber to support the Golem together with the BBD and the Mega Minion. Lightning comes down to destroy the bomb tower, allowing the Golem to just go right onto the tower. And let's see if this is what Gino was looking for. A huge single push to get on the board, destroying a tower himself. Not enough, I believe, since Sergio was with a very good defensive cycle with the BBD and the Dark Prince and the Poison there as well. Lightning comes down, and the Night Witch. Careful, careful, careful. 1 hit from the Night Witch, the bats are there. The Graveyard gets the tower before Gino gets the chance to destroy a tower of his own. Nice job from Serge. Really good deck. Really good play style. I mean, pretty solid, pretty solid. Let's go and get some booze action, since he's our rankings leader, as we are halfway done with the tournament. Miner comes down. Booze looks like it's still playing the Elixir Golem deck. Maybe. While Bale, we already saw Bale playing the Mega Knight, Miner, Wall Breaker deck, I believe. So Mega Knight 2 tank for this Musketeer. Mini P.E.K.K.A comes down. Mini P.E.K.K.A, which is very, very good at defending against tanky units. Barbaro able to finish off the Musketeer, but careful, because the Mega Knight is attacking the tower and allowing the Goblins to reach the tower themselves and deal 1 hit, I believe. Magical Archer defending is not the best defense for the MK. Wall Breakers are coming down, and Booze is forced into the unfavorable trade. Tornado, 3 elixir to defend onto the Wall Breakers, only 2 elixir. Nice job from Bale so far, which is dealing a lot of damage onto the left tower again with the Miner. Booze says it's time to counterattack, so it goes with the Elixir Golem, supported by Electric Dragon. Mega Knight comes down from Bale. It's going to be a matchup taking place at the bridge onto Boo's side for a little bit. So MK exposed to the Princess Tower fire, while the Golem is already split into two, and the Electric Dragon, thanks to the Tornado, is able to deal a lot of damage, supported by the Fairy Healer. Golemites dealing a lot of damage onto the tower. Bale forced to play the Miner defensively together with the minions to defend against this Fairy Plus Dragon. Such huge value coming out of this Electric Dragon. Good job by Booz. Now, once again, preparing the push. It's all about preparation. Defend with the least amount of elixir possible, and then counterattack with the elixir golem. That's what I love about golem decks. It's not just spamming the golems onto the opponent's tower without defending, of course. You have to be very careful about how much elixir you invest on defense, because you are going to need a lot of elixir to support your golems. Once again, Healer and Dragon support the Golemites. Fireball is there as well, allowing the Golem to take down the tower, I believe, with only 20 seconds left on the clock. Tornado able to defend on the Miner, and Barrel not in time to defend against the Wall Breaker. So we have a 1-1 situation. The music is very fitting. I like this. I like this anxiety that comes with the last seconds of a game. So, Healer, together with the Dragon, once again defending on the Mega Knights. It's going to be very hard for Boost to defend onto two Mega Knights. The jump is there and connects. A lot of damage coming down, and it's a win for Bale, the member of the Team Clash Pro Team. Nice game, very nice game. Very suffocating attack from Bale. There was never room for a counteract from Booz. And now Bale and Booz tied up up above everyone else at the top of our rankings. Very nice job from both of them. Really nice games, really nice decks too. Matea is there, member of our national team. So let's take a look at Booz versus Matea, I believe. Yep, there we are. We didn't get to see a single Matea game yet, I believe. So I'm very curious. Barrel comes down from Booz. I believe he's still playing his Elixir Golem deck. Maybe Matea with a Elixir Golem deck of his own, or a Graveyard deck. We're gonna have to see. And we're already into that boring phase of stalling for double Elixir. So maybe both the players have very heavy hands or very reactive hands. So they don't want to waste their mana into trying for some bad offenses. And as soon as Booz wastes his mana onto a Tornado, I don't really know what was going on. Maybe he misclicked, maybe it was some way of cycling, because he didn't feel like he needed the Tornado in the matchup. Because if both of the players are waiting a lot, maybe you want to have your good defensive units and not the Tornado. I don't really know. I don't really know what happened there. Maybe just a misclick. Mini P.E.K.K.A. able to connect once, maybe twice onto the tower, bringing it down to 1300 HPs. While the Elixir Golem is very well supported. So Magical Archer comes down to defend. Tornado is there for Matea, who didn't waste it. And together with the Barrel, most of the offense from Booz, it's already cleared off the map. Magical Archer defending against the Golemites. Tower is still alive, allowing Matea to go on a counter push of his own with the support of the Healer and the Magical Archer. A lot of damage is gonna come down onto this tower, I believe. Very, very close defense. He's doing what he can with what he has. Booz in this defensive spot. He doesn't have the same exact counter push that was that Matea was allowed to have, but still pretty good. It gets to defend the tower and goes for some damage onto the King's Tower. Now Elixir Golem comes down from Matea, supported by Mini P.E.K.K.A. and Electric Dragon. He already was able to deal some damage onto this right tower with the previous split push, so good. since the left tower is pretty much done already, he didn't want to overcommit on it. Maybe just some magical archer hits. Sooner or later we'll be able to bring the left tower down, but I don't know if Matea was maybe too greedy trying to go for a split push with one tower still to bring down, and that allows his opponent Booze to get the W. So maybe, yeah, Matea was in for some desperate moves and it didn't go as he was expecting. Booze, solid lead by 1 win onto everybody else. Bale getting a win and get to 10. So let's see some other players. Let's see MM, which is in the 5th position, playing against DRK. So we're looking at the players that are trying to get on the top of our rankings for this tournament. Miner is there to destroy the magical archer, not allowing him to deal any more damage to the tower. Already 500 HPs dealt to the tower by the magical archer alone. There's some discussion about this magical archer. Maybe it's too much of a well-rounded unit for now. It's both good at defense, at supporting. It's almost a win condition. So maybe we're going to see some nerf. And these 2 bats able to deal damage to the balloon. Mega Minion there, but it's going to be probably allowed to hit once. No, it gets kited for the sacrifice of the Dark Prince shield. And only 1 hit is going down on this Ewiz. Miner to support the Ewiz into this push, and prediction log to clear the Rascals. Very good counter attack from DRK. Now only the boy Rascal on offense, which is probably going to be ignored by DRK. 1 hit probably. It's all the Rascal can do. Actually, even though in numerous occasions already MM had very goofy defense, let's say, sloppy defense, it's still a tied match basically. It's still a tied match still. No huge advantages. Now the big push comes down though, so be careful. Knight to defend on the Miner, but Night Witch plus Giant is dealing some serious damage already. Nice arrows there. The Lumberjack is not empowering the Dark Prince, unfortunately, so the Giant gets to hit maybe 1 or 2 times more than it should. Rascals on the right together with the balloon. Fireball, very good fireball is there to defend, and the Ewiz. Zap coming down to defend the Ewiz from the skeleton army. What a fast exchange of very good answer from DRK. Able to defend the right tower very easily, and it wasn't easy. Good job from DRK. He's really deserving this win so far. It's been very solid on defense and very solid on offense. Not liking the BM with the emotes because it was a very close game, and I believe MM did very well himself, but DRK really outplaying on defense his opponent. Let's go and see some Matea games. Matea back at the top of our rankings with 10 wins. It's going to be Matea versus DRK. It's nice to see that you can create some history between players. You get to see different decks, you get to see different games, you get to cheer for the best players, and then you see the best players up against each other. It's very cool. Mega Minion together with the Night Witch defending onto this Mini P.E.K.K.A. and the Fireball. Pretty expensive defense onto these Wall Breakers. Wall Breakers, pretty nasty card. For just 2 elixir, they're able to deal a lot of damage to the towers. So almost every time they get a favorable elixir trade. Pretty annoying, right? Pretty annoying. Ciao Ninja Verde, ciao Laxarator, ciao a tutti ragazzi. È mio piacere parlarvi italiano e far due chiacchiere con voi, ma il broadcast è dedicato in inglese. I was just saying to my Italian friends that I'm more than happy to answer in Italian if they want to talk or whatever, if they have any comments on the game. But this is the English broadcast. Let's remember that. So, Elixir advantage in favor of Matea. Also huge damage advantage onto the left tower thanks to the previous push with the wall breakers. Night Witch in the back to distract this Muskie. Maybe we're going to see a Knight in front of the Night Witch to tank this Mega Knight, so it is. Bats are down to defend onto the Giant. I was stuttering because I saw that Muskie with 1 HP left being able to provide a lot of value. And the wall breakers to kite this Witch a little bit and give some space to this P.E.K.K.A. that still gets destroyed by the bats. Once again, you're gonna see this push from DRK for the rest of the game. Giant in the front, Night Witch and Mega Minion in the back. Mega Knight able to deal some serious damage onto the Witch, but the bats together with the Mega Minion dealing some serious damage on the Mega Knight itself. Miner now down and able to not able to tank for the Mega Minion, unfortunately. It would have been probably a tower loss. And once again, the wall breaker is able to deal some damage? No. But the intervention of an E-Wiz is required, so it takes a huge chunk of advantage for Matea in terms of elixir, because the E-Wiz costed 4 elixir. Not enough though. That was a very weird action. So Matea got a very good advantage in elixir because the wall breakers required DRK to defend with the E-Wiz, but at the same time, probably because of the nature of the matchup, DRK was very happy to just put a Giant on front of his units that would have normally been considered an overcommitment, but DRK transformed those defensive units in a counter push just by putting a Giant up front and destroying the tower together with the help with the miner of the miner. Very good play. I didn't see that coming. King's Tower activation for Cheeky, thanks to the tornado. Cheeky is now playing Elixir Golem. I don't think I saw him play the decks, this deck yet. He's been playing Icebow, he's been playing Sparky Goblin Giant, he's been playing a lot of different decks, but I believe I've never seen him play Elixir Golem. Ninja Verde 2, ho dimenticato il 2 prima, è vero? I forgot the 2 in Ninja Verde's nickname. I got distracted that suddenly the right tower is gone. Maybe it was already low before I started watching the game. I don't know. Of course, Cheeky is gonna play defense now and wait for the fireball to cycle into the right tower, I believe. And that's gonna be his win condition now. Healer supporting the units that are now involved in the defense of the tower. Miner comes down right onto the healer, and the Giant is going to be able to connect at least once, twice with the tower. And now we only have 10 seconds for Cheeky to get that right tower. Aki was definitely ready because he had an Hunter to defend with. E-Dragon and a splash damage from the Dragon onto the tower gets the win for Cheeky. Let's try and see a whole game from Cheeky with this deck. Elixir Golem, really a unit I was underestimating. I was thinking that the drawback from the Golemites was too heavy to sustain, but very good players allow the cheap Golem to be such a pain in the back that the opponent really never gets to play offense anyway, so giving him extra elixir isn't really a problem because Elixir Golem is such a high pressure card. Archer from Gammon able to, or Gimon, I believe it's Gammon, able to trade the magical archer from Cheeky and also dealing some damage onto the tower. Just like now he's hitting the elixir golem and the tower. Very huge range from the magical archer. I have a question for the chat. What if they nerf the magical archer? What do you guys think about nerfing the magical archer? What would be the nerf you would apply to the magical archer if you guys believe a nerf is required? I think I was watching a CWA podcast. It was having with Sertog and other streamers and YouTubers, and they were suggesting that the magical archer gets nerfed, but only on the tower damage part of the magical archer, not the range, not the attack speed, not the fact that it can only hit on the ground, just some tower damage reduction for the magical archer. And I have to agree, at the moment it's way too good of a unit. Not maybe it's not exactly OP, but it's definitely such a good unit that doesn't allow any cards to enter the meta because the magical archer does everything so well. So maybe just reducing the damage he deals to the tower a bit could be something that forces player to choose some different cards depending on the deck they're playing. What do you think? Elixir Golem comes down for Gammon. Counter push time, even though Cheeky is well prepared with a solid Elixir advantage, fireballing the defense. But the E-Dragon survives the fireball, of course, and is able to get some extra value. Still up for Gammon. Cheeky forced to the tornado. Golemites is there. I don't think Cheeky has what it takes to defend this push. Night Witch comes down. A fireball again. It was very, very close from defending successfully. But now he has to go and try to counter push with the Elixir Golem. The Fairy Healer gets distracted though, so the Elixir Golem won't be enough. And maybe we get to see a 3-crown win from Gammon. No, it's not. Cheeky defends the 3 crowns, but still loses the game. I don't know, maybe changing the deck so often for Cheeky is not the strategy. No, I don't know, maybe changing the deck so often is kinda costing Cheeky. I don't know. Cheeky changes his decks a lot. I used to do the same when I play competitive card games. And sometimes you feel like you get some unfavorable matchups a bit too often. And maybe you try to change things around, you change deck. And the only thing you're doing is, since you're keeping on changing decks, is playing those decks poorly. So maybe Cheeky has to stick to one deck and accept that sometimes he's going to have unfavorable matchups. I don't know. Nice Tornado plus E-Dragon. That's Cheeky is playing against E-Dragon basically every single game. So maybe that's why he changed decks actually. Every single time Cheeky is getting to play against the E-Dragon. And that's probably the main reason he stopped playing the Sparky deck. Because the Electric Dragon is such a good counter to Sparky. So yeah, maybe that's a good call from Cheeky. Cheeky, who's loving the Sparky Goblin Giant decks, he's starting every tournament we're casting with that card, with Sparky, with that deck actually, because he's always playing the Sparky Goblin Giant deck, but ends up changing it midway into the tournament because he gets to face the Electric Dragon every single time. But once again, not a good game for Cheeky, I believe. Pretty. I mean, it's a mirror matchup so far, but I believe that Cheeky is getting into some tilt, you know. He had to change decks so often because he had so many unfavorable matchups, and now he's getting tilted by it, I believe. Yeah, that's something you have to be very wary of. Of course, if the matchups don't allow you to play a certain deck, you should change that deck. But it's hard to change deck and play the deck perfectly if you keep changing. It's really easy to be consistent with your plays. And maybe that's what Cheeky is suffering from. a bit of an inconsistency in play because he had to change decks so many times. Hopefully he gets back on track and gets to reach the top 4. Of course, he's one of the most, how should I say it? One of the most popular players, and rightfully so. He's been playing in the top tournaments worldwide, so of course Cheeky is a player you have to always keep an eye on, but it's not, the matchups are not going in his favor, I have to say. He's always facing, this was a mirror match, it's fine, again, but he had to change decks so many times because of unfavorable matchups. Maybe you should just accept those 1, 2, 3 losses due to unfavorable matchup, but stick to your deck. So let's keep on watching what Cheeky is up to. I'm really curious to see if he gets to reach the top 4. Elixir Golem again from Cheeky. Deep breath, reset your mind, and go for some good games. He's already accepting the trade from the Royal Ghost and the Bandit because he wants to support this Elixir Golem as best as he can. It's a risky strategy, but it might work. Electric Dragon comes down, another one, another electric unit against Cheeky. I mean, pretty popular. They're pretty popular, they're pretty good. Nice alignment of units that allows the Magical Archer to hit this P.E.K.K.A. and also the tower. It proved to be a very good trade for Cheeky. It gets to destroy the tower, and also it's in a slight elixir advantage, I believe. Royal Ghost is going to be ignored by Cheeky. Careful to the Ram though. Ram gets defended by the mini P.E.K.K.A. One hit, it's enough, as you know. Maybe that's why the Battle Ram decreased in popularity, because the mini P.E.K.K.A. is so widely used, and he basically one-shots the Ram anyway. So one hit onto the tower for Cheeky. Iwiz a bit late from Hazard. Maybe he had some plans for the Iwiz, and it was undecided. Magical Archer to defend on the E-Golem. Probably P.E.K.K.A. is coming down for Hazard too to defend on this Elixir Golem. It's pretty much the counter. He gets played in the back of the healer, of course, to destroy the healer first, and then maybe go on to the Elixir Golem. But I believe the positioning won't allow the P.E.K.K.A. to come back and defend on the Golem. Yes, so it is. And so Cheeky gets a lot of damage onto the left tower, while the P.E.K.K.A. is getting demolished by this Electric Dragon away from the towers. Elixir Golem to go with his Electric Dragon and healer. Nice tornado allowing the Electric Dragon to splash damage onto the tower and the unit. So second tower down for Cheeky. And P.E.K.K.A. a bit late maybe onto this healer. Barbarian, that's not gonna bring the archer down, so be careful Cheeky. Still a long way to go. Another one. Another Battle Ram defended brilliantly by the P.E.K.K.A. The mini P.E.K.K.A. While the Electric Dragon gets a lot of value on defense once again, together with the Barbarian Barrel. I believe Cheeky is now in a solid lead, and maybe can go and threaten the 3-crown finish. So he can even ignore his own tower. Cheeky, that is. Because if he keeps on pressing onto his opponent, even though the opponent could get the second tower and go to overtime, Cheeky is definitely going to get the 3 crowns. So that's a win for Cheeky. Glad to see he comes back on track and gets a win. Let's take a look at the top 4 players when it's only 1 minute before the tournament ends. We have Bale, Extreme, Booze, MC Shoot, which we got to see in the beginning of the tournament, still up there. So let's take a look at Bale, the pro player for Clash. Looks like sort of a tight situation. Bale has 2 towers pretty low, both below 1300 HPs. But Tony, which we got to see with his giant deck, has a tower under 1300 HP of his own. Poison comes down, maybe that will allow the P.E.K.K.A. to hit, not once. Mega Minion distracted by this Goblin is not going to hit the tower. And now it's back to minor wall breakers. These wall breakers pushed back by the log, not able to deal any damage. Now 2 towers on the around 1000 HP for Tony. one below 1000 HP for Bale. This knight is going to be dealt with by the mini P.E.K.K.A pretty easily. Very good counter to any tanks, this mini P.E.K.K.A, as you guys know. Wall breakers may be able to connect on the left. One does, two do. And careful now, Bale has to defend on this right tower and keep up the good offensive cycle on the left. No, he goes for the Mega Knight push this time. That's a good way to switch things around with this deck. You both have the minor wall breaker push and the Mega Knight supported by the Muskie to threaten towers with. Mega Knight probably coming down again on the right. No, this miner is being allowed to do much damage maybe. Poison is there as well. Under 500 HP with the last poison tick. But there's a lot going on the right with these wall breakers. One connects, two connect, and it's enough with the hit of a Goblin, I believe. Good win by Bale, which is probably going to be our leader for this bracket with 15 wins. Let's go and see Gammon and Booze. Booze gets to win the game, so Gammon is in the 5th position, and Extreme closes our top 4 at 13 wins. Maybe Gammon has a chance if he wins this game. Let's take a look. Gammon really needs to win this game to have a chance and reach the top 4. Golemites with the Baby Dragon on the right dealing a massive amount of damage, while the Giant gets defended by the Healer and the Magical Archer. Magical Archer that's going to defend onto this Mega Minion as well, may be able to deal some damage to the tower from the range. Let's see, Mini P.E.K.K.A, it's defending onto the Healer. And Archer gets distracted by the Ewiz. Ewiz that's going to support the Mini P.E.K.K.A and the Miner. Poison comes down, very good poison, dealing with the bats, dealing with the Electric Dragon. Very good poison offensively for Pelon. Knight comes in for the push. Both decided to not play defense and go hard on attack. This Knight is probably going to be able to finish the game. Let's see, one hit. No, it's probably going to be Gammon. It's overtime guaranteed at this point, I believe. None of them decided to defend, so they just went for the tower trades, but it's definitely Gammon that got the best of it, since he dealt a lot of damage onto the King's Tower. Left lane push now. Huge push together with the Rage. We don't get to see the Rage that often, but Rage is going to be able to deal a lot of damage, I believe. Yep, under 2000s. Elixir Golem in the pocket. Huge damage coming from Bats and Baby Dragon and Magical Archer, which means that Gammon gets the win. Let's see if it's enough to get to top 4. Maybe it is. Maybe Gammon gets to be in top 4 thanks to this win. Let's see. It is! He gets to the 2nd spot. So it's going to be Bale up first with 15 wins. Amazing record, really. I believe he went undefeated. Gammon is 2nd. Booze. Very solid performance for Booze all tournament long. And Matea is closing up our top 4. I don't think there's another chance. Maybe Max Shoot. Maybe Max Shoot, if he wins, Max Shoot is going to be able to get to top 4. No, he does win, but he's only going to reach the 6th position. I believe this is what the top 4 will look like. No one else is going to be able to reach the 14 wins or the 15 wins, so that's it. That's it. We got to see another amazing tournament. Once again, I'm sorry for Cheeky, my boy Cheeky. He was very unfortunate. Maybe he has to drop this. Maybe he's got to drop this this Sparky Giant Goblin Giant deck, because every single time he tries that out, he gets to face Ewizes, Electric Dragons, and Sparky really gets super countered by electric units, because of course they reset the Sparky's attack, so it's pretty much impossible to play offense with Sparky when the opponent has electric units at disposal. So very unfortunate for Cheeky. I believe that the meta for this Clash Inter tournament is getting more and more clear. I believe that Elixir Golem is the candidate, the top candidate for MVP or MVC, most valuable card at this point, with a lot of usage from all the guys that qualified for the finals on the 28th of March. So let's keep an eye on this Elixir Golem, and of course the Magical Archer, proving to be a perfect supporting card, almost a win condition, very good in defense, high chances of dealing damage to towers by just supporting, so very good card overall. I mean, every single deck that's not playing Magical Archer is not qualifying basically, so nice job from these guys. I'm gonna ask Krijo permission to end this broadcast, and once again, I really have to thank you guys for following this English broadcast with me. I really do appreciate your enthusiasm for these tournaments. I want to remember you guys that you can join the Clash Royale Discord, where you can find all the rules, on the information to sign up for this tournament. We're gonna have one more qualifier in 3 days from now, this Thursday, and that's going to be our last qualifier. After that, we're gonna have the four qualified players for each of the 4 qualifiers, for a total of 16 players playing the final bracket on the 28th of March, that is. And so yeah, you have one more chance to qualify by playing the next tournament. So make sure to follow the Clash Discord channels, all the Clash media you can find in this graphic. You have clash.gg, our homepage, our .gg is our main website, Clash Italia is our Facebook profile. It's going to be in Italian, of course. Then we have Clash Global on Instagram, which is targeted for the whole globe, for the old world. We have that account in English. Then we have Team Clash. We have different accounts also specific for Clash Royale, both on Instagram and Twitter. So if you look for Clash Royale, you're gonna find specific accounts for our Clash Royale events and teams. And yeah, that's it from me for now. I believe we're going to see you guys in 3 days from now with the 4th and last qualifier. I hope you guys had fun. I'm gonna go and ask Krijo permission to end the broadcast. Finito. Is it over? I'm asking. He's going to be super busy. He's going to hate me. Krijo is going to hate me. Before this whole championship ends, Krijo is going to delete me from any social media, so I don't have the chance to talk to him anymore. He's super busy and he has to deal with 3 different broadcasters, and of course I'm the least. I'm the newest one. I'm the most newbie, because I'm really new to this Clash Royale casting thing. I've never casted any single Clash Royale events before, not even in my mother tongue, which is Italian. So it's been a fun adventure for me so far, and I'm really glad you guys are appreciating the broadcasts and tune in every time to follow the English broadcast. I hope I'm doing fine. I hope my English is getting better, and my technical insights about the game are getting better. So he's not answering, but I believe we're good to go. So the finalists will be Bale, Gammon, Booze, and Mattias Missori. So that's it for me for now. I'm gonna see you in 3 days, this Thursday. So make sure you follow every single social media and sign up to the Clash Royale Discord. This is Wildcat. I'm going to be live on my channel with some Legends of Runeterra if you're interested in some minutes. You can follow me at any social media with Wildcat Games. As I said, I'm mainly playing card games for the moment, especially Legends of Runeterra. But I play a wide variety of games on my Twitch channel, so maybe there's something you can find that you enjoy. So see you guys. See you Thursday for the last qualifier.